Scott, are Xbox fans finally getting Final Fantasy 14? Maybe? Let's get into it. Xbox has deleted a post which claimed that Final Fantasy 14 Xbox beta was live. Jordan Miller over at VGC. Scott, who hit the big green button when they weren't supposed to?
Yeah, this seems like a blunder.
Oh, man, this is going to be some trouble. Xbox, official Xbox news website, Xbox Wire, has deleted a post that claimed the open beta for Final Fantasy 14 had gone live on Xbox. The open beta, which is due to be released in the coming weeks, will see the popular MMO come to Xbox consoles for the first time. Xbox Wire, Xbox's in-house editorial brand, posted to X that it, quote, incorrectly posted the news this morning regarding Final Fantasy 14 online open beta, end quote, adding that it would, quote, follow up with the correct date when available, end quote. According to Xbox, the Xbox Series version of the game will support 4K graphics, while both the Series X and the Series S versions will benefit from the fast loading times. The expanded free trial, which is available on PC and PlayStation consoles, will also be applicable to on Xbox too. This means players will be able to play through the entirety of the base game, A Realm Reborn, as well as its first two expansions, Heaven's Sword and Stormblood, up to level 70 with no restrictions on playtime. Once players reach level 70, they'll then have to pay a monthly fee to continue playing the game.
Oh,
Scott.
that sounds like a pretty decent deal, actually, come to think of it. Getting into an MMO and getting up to level 70, I don't know what level 70 means in regards to this one in particular, but yeah, that idea that you get to play in and just play as much time as you want, I like that, because it gets me able to dip my toe into an MMO, and MMOs are very subjective. Yeah, daunting would be one word for it. Not something I normally connect with, but I bet you this was a blunder by about 36 hours. I think it's I think this was supposed to come out as a ghost drop for the dev direct. That's my theory here. Just that
which is
it's not listed. Yeah, that is tomorrow. It's not listed on the docket for we don't know exactly what's coming in terms of the dev direct, but I think this was meant to be that little bit of a send off. Hey, by the way, check out your Xbox. You can now go online and play.
Well, it's funny too, because I saw a post by Xbox saying there'll be no shadow drops tomorrow, because rumors are like, hey, what's going on? Because last year, that's when we did see Hi-Fi Rush come out of nowhere, right? So everybody's speculating, what could we see this year? Is there going to be something at all? Maybe this would have been it. But yeah, they've also said, no, don't expect anything. We're going to talk about Indiana Jones. We're going to talk about Hellblade, Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2, and things we already know about, right? Avowed. So they already have a game lineup for the course, I believe, what is going to be about an hour where people can hang out. We'll be there for sure, hanging out and checking it out, because I'm looking forward to 10 minutes of Indiana Jones. But this might have been the after post when they're done to say, hey, we're not quite done yet, but here's this little tidbit of information. Final Fantasy 14 beta finally coming to Xbox is something that I think fans have been, well, I know Xbox fans have been waiting for, right? The love between Final Fantasy and Xbox just isn't there like it is with PlayStation. So
no,
everything's on PlayStation all the time, guaranteed, right? Like they've got some kind of fan based, they've got some kind of deal going on with PlayStation, obviously with exclusives, right? 16 is over there, and man, if you can play 16, I'm telling you, like it's just it's one of those games. Is it enough to get me into 14 as an MMO? Man, I don't know if I can do that, Scott. Like this
I think
level 70.
It's entirely. It has to be entirely different, so it's not going to feel the same, other than being a similar universe or characters, But I don't know if that's enough to pull me in, because I'm just been on the outside looking in for Final Fantasy for so long. Well, there's a big argument to be had, though. If you do put Final Fantasy on Xbox, you will cultivate an audience there as well, and it just hasn't happened in the same degree.
No, for sure, right? Like that's why you see a lot of third parties go multi-platform, because they want to reach as many people as possible. Final Fantasy, being Final Fantasy, they already reach a ton of people. Like, they've already got a following, right? They've got a fan base, and if you're in on the MMO for Final Fantasy, dude, it is huge. This has been going on for years, decades. Now Xbox is like, yo, don't forget about us over here, and we'd like some love on this side. Finally, are we finally starting to get somewhere with it? We were looking it up just before we actually go on live. Scott, you said that Phil Spencer announced it was coming in 2019. That was 5 years ago.
He pledged, so it was a bit of a soft announcement, but 5 years later, it's finally coming to fruition. It must not have been an easy process.
No,
but the game is still relevant.
It's still going strong. It's constantly getting new content and things like that, right? So it is one of those, it's kind of like WoW in a sense, right? Like it is Elder Scrolls in a sense, Elder Scrolls Online. And if you're in that world and you're diving in, dude, there's so much to do. Like Elder Scrolls Online, there's so much content. Like, man, I am not even going to attempt to get into
too
that
much for me. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, like you can start at the beginning, but at the same time, it's like, but then there's this expansion, that expansion, this expansion. How do you get eased into this, Scott, moving forward? For Xbox, I think fans are going to give it a shot. Level 70 is a higher cap than I expected, though. Like, dude, that is massive.
Yeah.
How long is it, you think? I wish we knew somebody who played it that could tell us how long that would take to get to level 70. Like, are we going to be there in 5 hours? Like, the scaling just goes, there, you hit level 70. There's 10 hours of gameplay. Now you're done.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, level 71 is where it really begins. That is kind of how it works. But this is an interesting opportunity, though. Based on this, I think it'll be determining whether we see World of Warcraft come to Xbox.
Ah, that's an interesting take. Are you going to try this when it gets to Xbox?
I think it's too much of a time sink for me, even if it were offered it free. I just can't afford it time-wise.
Yeah, it's definitely a time sink.